Hello world, welcome back to my channel. My name's Paul. You might recognise where we are from the Busselton and Margaret River videos, the Rest a While Motel. We're actually going down to Augusta today. Beautiful place where the Great Southern Ocean meets the Indian Ocean. Just beautiful, but you're going to see that. We stayed in Busselton last night. Instead of driving all the way to Augusta last night, we stopped in Busselton because I feel like having those delicious crepes at Café Breton. Bistro Breton, sorry. But for now, let's roll the intro. And we're just on our way into Augusta, a few kilometres out to the Jewel Cave. This is one of the biggest caves in the area open to the public, and it was the last one discovered, the latest one discovered, so in 1957. So instead of people coming in not being conservation minded and tearing things apart, this one is pretty much how it was found. So we're doing a tour in half an hour, but first there's a bit of a walk we can do through the bush here. We're going to do that. Let's go and have a look around. And all along the path, these little things explaining the bush you're looking at, what animals you might see, what birds you might hear. Now, one of West Australia's only renowned bushrangers, highwayman if you're in England, was Moondyne Joe, and he actually worked legally in this area, and in his off time him and his mates would just walk through the bush discovering stuff. And he was the one that found this cave here, which is covered up. Got a trapdoor here you can get down. And this cave's actually named after him, the Moondyne Cave. And down here, this is the actual entrance to the Jewel Cave that we're going to see. They must have put in another entrance, but we'll find out when we do the tour. This is Claire, who's taking us down. And yes, I was right. This entrance is man-made. Between Hamelin Bay, beautiful guys, I just haven't got time to film down there. It's really beautiful though. In between Hamelin Bay and the Jewel Cave is the Sculpture Park, and I knew nothing about this. Someone just suggested, and again I take this chance to thank everyone who gave me suggestions on the Facebook community page. This is a lot more than I was expecting, so let's go in and have a look. That really was impressive. If you remember when Mark and I did the Albany videos, we went to the Chainsaw Sculpture Park there. This is very similar. Give it a few years, this will be just as good, I think. It just needs a bit more. That other guy's got hundreds and hundreds of things, but there's still, you can walk, must be 2 or 3 acres in here and all pathways through, and you keep finding different stuff.
We love it in Western Australia.
Guys. Behind me here, this is the Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse. It was built in 1895. This is where they're just renovating it at the moment though, that's why it's got all the scaffolding around it. This is where the Great Southern Ocean meets the Indian Ocean, but I'll explain more about that in a minute. Hey guys, I hope you can hear me here with this wind. You should be able to, if not I'll put a voiceover. If we look straight out there to the left, to our left is the Great Southern Ocean, to our right is the Indian Ocean, and the difference in other oceans meet, that's 2 currents meeting, but here this is where 2 currents split, that's why you can't really see any difference, but the 2 currents split and the Indian Ocean current goes up the west coast and the Great Southern current heads down. So right next to the lighthouse this is the memorial for the Nizam, which was an N-class destroyer in World War II. In 1945, guys, the wind there, but I'll turn around again so you can hear me. In 1945, they were coming from Victoria up to Fremantle, so they were coming up the coast here, and they were hit by a wave. 10 people were washed off the deck, and this is the memorial for those people. Now, the wave came from the shore, and nobody really knows how it happened, but they think that two lots of swell hit each other and caused the wave to be going out instead of coming in. Look at this, guys. I'm going to stop talking now and just show you. And this is the interpretive centre, the old lightkeeper's cottage. Let's go in and have a look. Off the coast here, passenger liner, the Pericles. It was owned by the same company that owned the Titanic, which makes you wonder why anyone would get on their ships. No, I'm just joking, but it was the biggest cruise liner accident wreck in Australia, and everyone got in lifeboats and everything. There was 463 people on board, every one of them survived, but they were heading their lifeboats towards the lighthouse, but there's just reef and rocks and everything, and if you can see out here, guys, there's a lot of stuff for ships to hit. They're not really sure what this guy hit. He says it was an uncharted rock. Other people seem to think that he might have taken a shortcut, but that's something we'll never know. But when the lighthouse keepers noticed these people paddling, like rowing in towards the lighthouse, they all went down onto this beach, lit fires, big fires all along the beach. And yes, as I said, 463 people on board, everyone survived.
Come and visit Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse. We'd love to show you around.
Yeah, well, we're just leaving the lighthouse. I want to take this opportunity to thank Ricky Lee Andrews. There's not a visitor centre here. They decided to spend that money on other things. They decided that things like renovating the lighthouse and things like that were more important than a visitor centre. So Ricky Lee, she organised the tour of the Jewel Cave for us. She organised the tour of the lighthouse, or what you can do with the renovation. Very, very informative. Paul at the lighthouse, what an amazing guy. But yes, thank you, Ricky Lee. And the lighthouse keeper's water came from here, and we're on the coast, and I'm thinking salt water, but no. There's a freshwater spring just up here, and the water would run from the spring and turn this wheel, which would activate the pumps that would send that water up to the lighthouse. So it was quite ingenious. Now we're at the lookout. It's the lighthouse over there. Don't know if you can see it with this lens. I think you can, it's quite big over there. This is the memorial for Matthew Flinders. Now Matthew Flinders, remember I told you in the Kalbarri video how the Dutch would come around the Cape of Good Hope, catch the Roaring Forties up to the West Australian coast and then head up to Indonesia. Well, somehow these guys got shot down to here, and it was Cape Leeuwin where he first saw the West Australian coast, and this is where he started mapping it. He was the first person to map Australia, including Tasmania as part of Australia. He was the first person to call Australia Australia. Before that it was Terra Australis. Yes, 1790 I believe. And this is where we're staying. Janet's just going into the room right in front of us here. And this here, we've got a view of the Great Southern Ocean. Just amazing. This is the Augusta Hotel. It's a pub just across the road here, and it's got these rooms. Really nice.
Come stay at the Augusta Hotel.
And this is the old historic settlement. You see the house on the hill there, the one over here. They would have been built late 1800s, early 1900s. Bit of an outdoor museum here. Heaps of information. And guys, there's the beach over here. I was just down there. I met a young band called Sunsick. Check them out on Spotify. Yeah, just gorgeous guys.
We love Augusta.
This is the RSL Park, the War Memorial. And you know, normally I'd show you around in there, guys, but there's a guy here sort of remembering. I don't want to disturb his peace. But straight across the roads, the Pioneer Cemetery and Memorial. Let's go in and have a look. And when I said back at the historical settlement that those houses would have been late 1800s, early 1900s, they're probably even older, guys, because this memorial here is there to commemorate the pioneers of the 1830s. All these little graves around here. I can hear a snake in there. Janet's probably glad she's not here today. So this gorgeous spot, it's Colour Patch. There's a really popular walk up here, up through along the coast. But what I'm here to see is the mini golf. Well, that was fun. Make sure you get down here for a game of mini golf. I've said this before, guys, but it was a while ago actually. I think, yeah, when I did Cervantes maybe, but everyone's been suffering through COVID. It's been 2 years now, so guys, get out, support local businesses, support local tourism.
We love coming to Augusta!
And guys, just ignore the gunshots. This must be a gun club down here somewhere. We're at the Hillview Lookout. I've found out this is believed to be the only place in the world where you can stand. That's the Blackwood River there, that's the Scott River there, that's the Southern Ocean there, and that's the Indian Ocean there. So it's very strongly believed that this is the only place in the world you can stand and see two oceans and two rivers at once. And this is where we had dinner last night. Augusta Fish and Chips. It was packed last night and it's 11:30 in the morning. There's already a crowd in there. And just near the mini golf, I'd seen this restaurant, the Colour Patch. Thought I'd bring Janet back for lunch. Just delicious, guys, really world class. And look at the view we had when we were eating lunch.
We come to Augusta whenever we can.
And this is the Augusta Historical Museum. Let's go in and have a look. Now we're just about to cruise the Blackwood River on Augusta River Tours with Graham. Here he is now. Let's go and get on board. Hopefully we'll see some dolphins. We'll head up to Malloy Island and back.
Oh yeah, for the best thing to do in Augusta, come on down to the L Street Jetty and come on Augusta River Tour. You won't be disappointed.
And now we're on board. We've got the front seat. That was really worth it, guys. That was great, wasn't it, baby?
Yes, it was.
It was just, I'll leave a link as usual in the description. But yeah, guys, if you're going to be in Augusta, definitely do a tour with Graham. And we're on this beautiful little dock. I'll take this time to thank the local Aboriginal people, the local Noongar people, for sharing this amazing country with us. What another amazing weekend, guys. We had the best time. I just want to say, guys, if you're staying in accommodation, if you come back to your room at 1 o'clock in the morning, don't be screaming and laughing and people are trying to sleep, but that's the last I'm going to say on that. We're going the back way home through Nannup. Avoid the traffic because it is Monday of a long weekend. Up through Busselton it would have been bumper to bumper. So we're going, and look, guys, it's not like we're doing any sort of sacrifice. This is just beautiful. We're going to stop at the Blackwood Cafe for breakfast. If you remember in the Carry Valley video and in the Nannup videos, we show you those, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, guys, hit the Mad Dog icon up there or the subscribe button down below. May as well hit the bell icon while you're down there. I always respond to comments, guys, so leave a comment, give me a big thumbs up, share this video everywhere you can, and we'll see you in the next one.